How's everyone going? Code there, back again, dropping yet another video. Right guys, gonna address something straight off the bat. Right, keep getting fucking idiots, right, leaving messages, right, trying to troll me, right. First, the fucking absolute muppets, mate, right. I do these videos to try and help people and advise people, right, through my experiences, right. I keep getting little mongs, right, little muppets, yeah, that are hiding behind a fucking keyboard, right, trying to give me abuse. Number one, if I wanted to hear from a fucking arsehole, honestly, I would fucking fart, right? Secondly, right, if you'd like to fucking meet up, right, in a fucking nice location somewhere, right, so we can sort it out man to man, then fucking bring it on, right, little fucking muppets, right, guys, sorry for that, but fucking, do you know what, yeah, just muppets, mate, hiding behind a keyboard, right? Come and fight me, mate. Simple. That's all I've got to say to you, you little fucking idiots, right? Like I say, I'm not no bully here, mate, but fuck me, mongs, mate, absolute muppets, mate. Right, so guys, listen, so I'm going to jump onto it, I'm going to do another video. Just today, it's like courts before prison, possibly, right? This is like, it's called a pre-sentence report. A pre-sentence report is where you've gone before a judge, right? So you've been to court, right? And before the judge passes sentence, right, he'll ask for what they call a pre-sentence report. Now, a pre-sentence report is where it's clear he's in two minds, because if he was going to send you to prison, he'd send you to prison. If he was going to give you a conditional discharge or community service or community order or something, he'd give it you there and then, right? So he's in two minds, yeah, he doesn't know what to do, right? So your charge could be, it goes over the threshold, meaning, in other words, they can send you to prison, right? And they'd be justified in sending you to prison. But is there a better way, right, like to deal with you? Now, a pre-sentence report is done by probation, right? The day I was in court, the judge wanted me to hang around and do a pre-sentence report that day. I spoke to my barrister, explained that I wasn't able to, I had things going on, right? So he spoke to probation, and then probation said, right, like, you'll be dealt with by your local, like, what they call probation, right? So yeah, so about a few days later, or a week later, I went to like this pre-sentence report. Like I say, a pre-sentence report, it's gathered. You go to probation, right? You speak to them, right, for about an hour. You don't joke with them and fucking like play down your charge or anything. You have to come across as a very apologetic for that hour that you're with this probation officer, right? You've got to like, you just be nice to them, right? But be guarded as well, right? Because like I say, some of them apparently are decent. I came across a fucking absolute idiot, right, who did my pre-sentence report, right? So you have to befriend them, like, you have to be nice to them. If you go in with a bad attitude and stuff, right, they'll write you off, right? It happened to me. I got written off. Trust me, I ended up in jail because of it, right? So yeah, so you go to probation, right? Like I say, if you're in court, the judge might say to you, right, hang around. You might have to hang around for a bit. Probation are going to do a pre-sentence report on you. Like I say, you've got to be serious about it. You can't joke about your charges or anything like that, because it won't go in your favour, right? But the thing is, right, if you've got a dickhead for a probation officer, right, in that instance, yeah, you're fucked anyway. Example, I sat down, right, I went to probation, I sat down for an hour with, I won't mention her name, but she's a fucking absolute idiot, mate, absolute full-on dick, right, full-on jobs worth cunt, had a bit of power, right, and used it to a full extent, right. Now, I challenge people, mate. I say it how it is, and if I've got something to say, I'm going to speak up, right. Well, this probation officer, right, what they try and do in a nutshell, they try to tell the judge who you are as a person after an hour of talking to you. Now, if you've been arrested for stuff, right, but never convicted and stuff like that, they'll have a full police disclosure on you, so you can't sit there and lie. If they ask you a question about a certain matter, or if they mention a name or something, right, example, the gangster that I used to go around with, right, came up, right. Now, I said, look, I said, what are you bringing that up for? That's not relevant at all. But she used it against me in court, because, like I say, in the eyes of the police, I was like his right hand man for 5 years, or however you ever want to put it. So yeah, so like I say, if they ask you a question about a certain name, right, you've got to be honest, because they already know, Right? That's why they're asking the question, because they already know, right? Like I say, I couldn't, but I couldn't. You've got to bite your tongue, right? I'm telling people, I'm trying to help people through my experience, because I didn't bite my tongue, guys. I challenged her. I was like getting round there. I was getting angry, right? She tried to tell me about myself in the space of an hour, and whenever I challenged her, she'd speak over me and stuff. And like I say, what my barrister told me about, like, look, you've got to be nice to him, you've got to think, it just went out the window. I snapped, mate. I'm not having some jumped up probation worker trying to put me in a pigeonhole, tell the judge about me, right? Because what they do, they write a report and they send that to the court, right? How can someone, right, I'm talking to you guys at home now, how can someone sit there with you and tell you about yourself, about the life you've lived, and everything else, right? What you've been up to, your charges, your previous, what you've been convicted for, all that stuff. How can they tell you about yourself? They can't, can they? It's as simple as that. Well, this fucking bitch wanted to try an attempt to tell me about myself, right? So she wrote me off, right? She made me laugh. After she wrote me off, she said to the judge, oh, we don't think he should go to prison, right? But we think we can work with him. Right, saying that I had anger issues and stuff going forward, yeah, load of bollocks. I'm chilled until you piss me off, right? Now, so she wrote me off, right, and that was as simple as that. So when I went to court, right, the day of I was due in court, yeah, I rang my solicitor in the morning to say, look, like what they put, and he said, look, it's not good, mate. They've written you off. Written you off means, look, like you wouldn't work, because you're supposed to work with probation. I was working with her, but I weren't having some fucking jumped up bitch trying to tell me about myself. It's as simple as that. Who did he think they are? Who did he think they fucking are? Right? And then when I got out of prison, right, so the judge, yeah, just ripped me off and sent me to jail. Sweet. Do you know what, right? I would have rather have gone to, right, a real punishment would have been to send me, to give me a couple of hours, 100 hours of community service, right? Serving the community, giving something back, than sending me to prison. He sent me to prison. I had a great time. Right, prison, like I say, you have your roller coaster, you have your ups and your downs, but I got a job, right? I enjoyed it, right? It was simple as that. Prison, I'm out now. I don't need to dress it up and everything, right? Prison didn't affect me in the slightest. It was easy, right? Like I say, you had your good days, you had your bad days, you had it when it nearly came on top and you nearly end up scrapping with the lads and stuff, right? But like I say, when you live in close proximity and you're all pissed off and fucked off, right, and you're all in prison, there was people in prison because of their ex-girlfriends, there was people in prison because they've been let off by probation, like I was, there was people in prison that just deserved to be in prison because they'd just done some crazy shit. But yeah, like I say, so in layman's terms, like I say, it wasn't a punishment. I enjoyed my time. If you would have given me a couple of 100 hours of community service, serving the community for free, that would have been a real punishment. And in that way, I would have thought, fuck me. You know what I mean? But no, they sent me to prison, and then there was loads of mobile phones and drugs and alcohol in prison. And in every prison, like I say, it goes on. Right, guys. Yeah, so like I say, if you have to do a pre-sentence report, don't go in with a like, oh, it's a funny attitude, because like I say, you'll get written off like I was. I didn't go and think it was funny. I just couldn't understand how much of a bitch this woman was, right? When I got out of prison, the probation officer that I went to see when I got out of prison, she's brilliant, right? She's lovely, right? Actually spoke to me as a person, interacted with me. But then the one that, and I told her straight, I said, that woman, right, that fucking ripped me off, I said, she wrote me off and then said, oh, but we can work with him going forward. I'm like, you can work with me going forward, you just ripped me off. I said, you can't say, it's like someone saying, oh, you're a dickhead, but you're a really nice guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't go like that. Right, guys, I've waffled on long enough. As always, fucking like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't know how many more of these videos I'm going to be doing, guys. I'm going to be honest, because I've had enough. It's very time consuming, right? I've done a lot of videos in a very short time. If you look at my old videos to now, I've come a long way. The way that the videos have developed and stuff, and the way I actually speak as well on these videos, I've become better at it, I think. But like I say, I don't know much more I want to do, to be honest. It's not worth it, all the abuse and shit, and I'm just trying to help people. You know what I mean? Like, if I can use my own experience to help someone, then I will do. Right, guys, anyway, this covers pre-sentence reports and stuff. Yeah, right, I don't know how I finished it. Right, so yeah, so anyway, the pre-sentence report gets sent to the judge, and then the judge will make a decision based on the pre-sentence report. and that's that. So yeah, guys. Anyway, when you go to probation, be decent with them. Speak. They might come across as they're your best friend, right? But they're trying to get to the bottom of stuff. Don't lie because they already know about you. Trust me. They'll have a full disclosure. They work with the police. Imagine it's like a copper, right? They have a full police disclosure on you, right? They've got all their intelligence from the police on you in front of them. Trust me. Even things that you might not have been arrested for, intelligence they've got. Hence the gangster connections and stuff like that. My criminal connections and stuff. They was all about that. Right. Anyway, guys, going to leave it there as always. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.